Hello, everyone. My name is Steven. I'm the owner of Axe Property Management. I'm making this video today because I get asked multiple times a day questions regarding property management in general, how the services work, and what the pricing is. So I figured I'd create this PowerPoint video to kind of show you a little bit about the industry, a little bit about me. I not only manage a couple hundred rental properties, I also own 8 myself. I have hired and fired multiple different management companies prior to starting this Axe Property Management. So I know what it's like to be a landlord. I know what it's like to be in your shoes, asking the questions to property managers. And so I wanted to create this guide to inform you and educate you a little bit more about the process of finding property management and what we do. So let's get started. First, a little bit about Axe Property Management. We are a full service property management company serving Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Los Angeles. We provide reliable, transparent, and affordable property management solutions designed to protect your investment and ensure stress free ownership. Our mission is to help landlords increase cash flow and decrease risk. Me being a landlord, I really saw the difference of managing my property as a landlord versus now having an entire team behind me and softwares and systems and processes in place. That makes the difference between being a landlord and a property management company, and I'll kind of bring those in as we keep discussing. So, our promise is to deliver exceptional service that keeps properties profitable, tenants satisfied, and owners confident. A big thing about our company, and you'll see this with us, we don't get paid until you get paid. So that's a big motto for us. So, what do property managers do? Our job is to handle the day to day operations of your property, to find qualified tenants and handle daily operations, maintenance, and compliance. The two main factors of property management, the two main portions, is leasing, and sometimes people call it tenant placement. The other factor is full service property management. So, we'll dive in deeper a little bit into both of those today. So, leasing and tenant placement, this is really the most important part and aspect of being a landlord and hiring a good property management company. To be honest with you, if we find you a high quality tenant, the tenants are happy, they will pay on time, they will take care of your rental property, and in turn, you will be happy because the property is being maintained. So, key and crucial to this part, if there's a part to hiring a quality landlord, or sometimes I often get the question of, can I do the leasing part myself or can I have someone else do it? I really believe that the property management company you hire should be handling the leasing portion because we understand the type of candidate that we're looking for. And it's not just about having a good credit score, good background check, and no evictions and no criminal history. There's a lot more that goes into it that we'll discuss here. So it's really crucial that they handle that entire aspect. So when it comes to leasing, these are just the main points of it. There are a lot more that goes into leasing. However, for this presentation, we'll kind of go over the basics. First is making sure your property is rent ready. That's an industry standard to make sure that you meet compliance with California habitability laws. For example, the great state of California has decided in 2026 that refrigerators and stoves and ovens are required. We also want to make sure that there's smoke detectors, CO alarms, and just a general condition itself is at the highest quality. One thing with our company is we do allow you to choose how much you do with your property. Obviously, not every person is going to decide to handle a fresh coat of paint, new flooring, and all of that. Our job, though, is to show you the difference between what you can receive if we do those changes versus what we can have it listed for as is. So we do allow you to make that decision. Next up is professional photos. And this is one of those where in property management, it's not just what we do that is the extra charge, it's how we do it. I would recommend anytime you're interviewing these property management companies that you ask them about viewing the photos themselves professionally. A lot of management companies just take photos on their iPhone. To me, that's not professional. It doesn't start your listing in a proper way. And so just make sure you take and ask those questions. Our team would be happy to send you over our photos of our properties. We do take professional photos through a third-party photographer. We're really proud of them. I do believe that that is the best way of getting tenants to view your property quickly and ultimately renting for the highest price. Next is time-stamped and inspection photos. So these are part of a new law that just was passed in July of 2025 in California. It's part of withholding a tenant security deposit. We must have time-stamped photos that were taken of the property itself, ensuring that we show the overall condition prior to move-in of the property. So we take time-stamped inspection photos. Very important that you have those as well. Next is marketing and advertising your property to find a qualified renter. We listed on over 40 different websites. The majority of the tenants we typically find are coming from Zillow or Redfin, just to be honest with you. Next, from there, we handle and hold weekly meetings with you, the owner. It's really critical to us to have that communication and transparency with you. To be honest, the majority of our clients who come from other property management companies and transition to Axe Property Management do it for lack of communication and lack of transparency. That's why it's so important that we stress the fact that it's not just what we do, but how we do it that makes the most important factor with deciding your management company. So weekly meetings with our team. We're here 7 days a week for leasing. So if you do have a question in the meantime, you can text us or call us and we're available for you. Once we start gathering qualified leads and qualified tenants, we do a background, credit, and eviction check on all applications. We also speak to their current landlord and current employer to verify all of their details and go the extra step to make sure that they're as qualified as possible. We review each application with you and allow you to choose who rents your property. This is a big factor when it comes to hiring us as your property manager. We believe that we are your employees and you are ultimately the decision maker on who you decide to rent your property out to. This is not the case with most management companies. When you sign their management agreement, you're effectively handing over the operations of the property and you have very little say with what happens with your property. We are almost the exact opposite. As I said before, I'm a landlord. I created this property management company for landlords. So it's a big impact and big difference between our company. Once you've chosen the candidate that you'd like to go with, we prepare a thorough lease agreement to ensure protection. We have things in there like tenants are responsible for any repairs under $200. Tenants are repaired are responsible for any like clogged toilets, clogged sinks, any of those kind of things. We want to make sure that the tenants do have some sort of responsibility with the property to ensure that it is as effective and they understand that that is their responsibility. The move-in and management process is also something that we'll be handling during the leasing process. That includes security deposit, first month's rent, transferring of the utilities, and being available for the move-in process in the day-to-day of the assisting the tenants. So this is another part where there is a big difference between being a landlord and a property manager that I want to kind of discuss with you guys here. When I was just a landlord, I was really just thinking I was selling a product. The product, obviously, is my rental property. What I started realizing being a landlord and then becoming a property management company and owning a company is really the service side of it. So not just the product, but service. So being able to be available and answering any questions that the tenants have upon move-in day, helping them handle all the appliances and learning how to turn them on, and handling the day-to-day maintenance of the property, when the trash comes in, when the mail comes in, where their local grocery stores. Just all of these questions really make a difference between a landlord and a property manager. And it is truly my belief that when you have exceptional service, tenants are willing to pay more. They're willing to stay longer, meaning less vacancies for you. Now to the pricing. So industry standard leasing fee is about 50% of the first month's rent. Of course, there's going to be people who charge a little bit more, some charging a little bit less. I would say the average is 50%. For Axe Property Management, we decided to go with a flat fee model. So we actually charge $1,200. It's not charged to you until we find the tenant and that first month's rent is deducted. So the entire time us paying for professional photos, hiring and advertising and marketing the property, scheduling the showings, all of that is done for you for free. We don't get paid until we find you that tenant. This is a big red flag. If anyone's charging you upfront fees, I would recommend to avoid those kind of companies. There are plenty of great management companies that will do these services for free upfront for you, like Axe Property Management. So if a company is asking you for a couple $100 ahead of time as an onboarding fee, just watch out. All right, next on the list is full service property management. So, full service property management is the day to day operations ensuring both landlord and tenants receive the highest level of service. Once that tenant has been placed, there is going to be a lot of questions that the tenants have. For example, a lot of times when the property stays vacant, appliances need to be ran on a daily, if not weekly basis. And if the property stays vacant for a long period of time, things start breaking down. That's really where we're going to step in handling all of the maintenance coordination for 24/7. So when you're on that vacation, your phone is not going to be ringing. We'll handle it for you. Rent collection and distribution, tenant communication. So like I said, all communication with the tenant will go directly through us. And we'll handle, I would say, 80 to 90% of those questions. And if there is any other specifics about the property, we typically ask you ahead of time during the onboarding process. We also handle things like monthly owner statements and 1099 tax forms for you for the end of the year. And we'll kind of go to the core list where we'll show you a lot of the other things that management companies do. The biggest factors here is we handle everything. I mean, there could be 1,000 things I put on this list for you to know about. The overall point is management companies should handle every single aspect of your property itself. So anything that is to do with your property, we will take care of it. So what makes Axe Property Management different? Like I said, it's not what we do, it's how we do it. So the biggest one, and something that I always encourage landlords to ask, and this is exactly how I would phrase it, when you're interviewing management companies, ask this specific question and then just be silent. Walk me through how you handle your maintenance requests. The first thing that you want to hear coming out of their mouth is troubleshooting. If they do not say that they handle troubleshooting with their maintenance and they conduct that, you have to realize as a landlord, you're losing money right away. It's something that most landlords don't do. They just send a handyman out. We save on average 30% in maintenance costs on our rental properties by simply picking up the phone and instructing the tenants on how to reset a receptacle, reset a breaker, reset the garbage disposal, and I would say the last one is resetting the pilot on the hot water heater. Daily, we get these kind of calls and we're able to troubleshoot them with the tenant, which saves them time. It also saves you money. So make sure that they troubleshoot the issue. The second thing is if they don't allow you to use your own preferred vendor. Landlord to landlord here, if a property management company is not allowing you to use your own preferred vendor, do not use them. I'm being super honest with you. I've been burned by this. Many of them own their own contracting company or have their own people that they have on staff who do this service for you. To me, the issue with that is it's more of a ethical dilemma for me. My job as a property manager is to find you the most affordable and the highest quality vendors out there. And so if I'm doing it myself, to me, I'm not keeping my promise to doing that. And so if they are not allowing you to use your own vendors, just walk away, in my opinion. We, of course, have our own vendors that we work with on a day-to-day basis. We would happily use those and provide those services. But it's just a big red flag when you're interviewing people if they don't give you the option. Other issues with companies is long-term contracts. At Axe Property Management, you can cancel our management agreement at any time. We actually also offer a 90-day money-back guarantee. Upfront costs, which we talked about with us, it's free to start and there's no onboarding fee. So stay away from that. And there's even companies out there that will charge you a vacancy fee while the property is being listed for lease, or if there's like an eviction going on, they'll charge you like an eviction cost. And what I've noticed in my experience, the more affordable the price of the management company, the more of these hidden fees that are in there. So just ask these questions up front of these companies. Make sure you read the management agreement so that you stay away from those. All right. Other things to watch out for. We kind of talked about it, but just going over it one more time. Long-term contracts. Do not hire a company that forces you to sign a long-term contract. We're all strangers to you. And my business motto and my philosophy is I have to prove myself as a company each and every day to you. If on day 91 I don't perform, you should be able to fire our company. And so I think that's how most businesses should be run. In fact, all businesses should be run. So stay away from those companies. Ethical vendor relations, ask them if they allow you to use your own preferred vendors. And if they don't, it should be a red flag. And ask about smaller fees or hidden fees. The only other fees that we have that I didn't go over here today is the inspection fee. So if you do request us to do an inspection, we will do as many as you want a year. However, it is a $200 charge. We do send out a licensed contractor to come and do the inspection on your property to make sure that it is being handled well, and we're not just taking photos as a real estate agent or as a real estate broker. The other fee is a lease renewal fee. So if we want to do a completely new lease renewal that is 80 pages long, we charge $100 to do that. If you would just like the tenants to go to a month-to-month fee, a month-to-month lease, once the lease agreement has been completed after 1 year, we don't charge you for that. All right, back to the SureVestor program. This is something that is honestly pretty shocking for me. I have yet to see a large property management company in Southern California offer this to their clients. My guess on why is it's very expensive to have as a property management company and provide the service. It's also very challenging to get through the SureVestor policy. Most people are saying to me, Stephen, this seems too good to be true. Well, the fact of the matter is we have to have a less than 1% eviction rate to even be part of this policy. So it wasn't easy for our company to be accepted by SureVestor. But what it does offer you is that guaranteed rent, protection from eviction coverage, protection against property damage, and confidence and security. So it makes no difference to our company whether or not you choose to go with this. Personally, I would rather sleep well at night than save an extra $70. So I go with this with my rental properties, but it's completely up to you. It is also something that very few management companies offer. So definitely something to keep in mind there. And then another thing is, why go with us? We have over 80 five-star Google reviews. We really believe and understand that this is more than likely the most valuable asset that you own. We do not take this lightly, that you are choosing and spending the time to listen to this conversation and to go take the next step to discussing it with our business development specialist. We really take care of all of our clients' properties. One of the most proud things I have about my company is the fact that we have 85-star reviews and very, very other reviews. Our goal is always operational excellence. We want to make sure that you have a good service, our tenants have a good service. And I think a big thing that makes us stand out as we kind of go to these testimonials that you can read is we have a small town property management feel. As you see and as you read these reviews and learn more about us, our property managers you will be working with will know you by first name. You will know them by first name. You will have their direct number. You will have my direct number as the owner. And we will know your properties. We will know your tenants, and we will know you specifically. And that's the kind of relationship we promise to build and grow with you. It is a big, like I said before, it is a big deal that you're trusting any management company with your property. We do not take it lightly. So the fact that you have chosen us, we understand that we have to develop this relationship. We have to be able to answer questions for you, and that's our promise to you. So like I said, we don't just manage properties, we trust, we protect, we're protecting your investment and building your trust. Now that was a lot of information here. So what you'll receive, if you clicked on the link, is you'll receive a few more emails from us talking about what I just discussed here. If you have absolutely any questions, you can go to that number right there and call us, and we'll reach out to you same day. You can also send us an email at success@axpropertymanagement.com, and we can go over any kind of details that you may have specifically about your property. If you're looking for a rental estimate, it is on our website. We have a lot of other cool tools on there to discuss and to kind of learn a little bit more about your property as far as what we can make with cash flow and what your property can rent for. So once again, my name is Stephen with Axe Property Management. Thank you for taking the time with watching this recording. I hope you learned a little bit more about the industry. And if you have any questions, you can always call or text us. Thank you and have a wonderful day.